starts going off, look out.
Here's Kessler. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. George has got his 4th assist in this one. Fires the 3. Gets the 3 ball to go. Wells has gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
It's deflected.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
From deep, Morant. Rebounded by the Jazz. Kessler's got 4 rebounds now. To the middle. Here's Sexton. Collins passes to Sexton. And then it's Collins with the dunk.
Using all of his length. Collins able to grab the offensive rebound and finish the play.
Here's Morant. Kicks it out to Bane. The 3 is up. Memphis the rebound. Here's Jackson. And it's blocked by Collins.
Well, Collins is a capable defender, especially when he gets the positioning he needs to block shots.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Brian, Lauri Markkanen's shooting stroke at 7 feet tall had former Mavericks coach Rick Carlisle comparing him to Dirk. Lauri said it feels good to hear that because he's obviously a Hall of Famer, but there's still a long way to go, and it gives me more motivation to keep getting better. He's not getting a big head, Brian.
No, he's not, and that's the way you have to approach it to be great. Thanks, Allie. Timeout called, Memphis. And remember, despite a great start to his career, Colin Sexton was traded after his 4th year, Coach.
Yeah, well, Brian, seems like everybody gets traded at some point now, and Sexton has responded well to that deal. He understands it's not personal, it's a business. He deserves a lot of credit for what he's done.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin, too. The team that traded you is also a team that wanted you in trade.
So true. Yeah, you have to give him a lot of credit here. He's turned things around after a disappointing first half.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Now here's Markkanen. Give him 8. 3-pointer. Ooh, he's locked in. Trains his 5th shot in his many attempts.
Markkanen is a shooter. Comes right back down to answer the 3 on the other end.
Clark, no good. And so it's Sexton who brings up the ball for the Utah Jazz. They trail by 18. There's 47 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Here's Markkanen. Another shot. A nice shot by Filipowski.
And why go away from attacking inside if the D has no answer for you?
Here's Williams. Uses the glass on the layup. Williams has got 5.
Yeah, you have to be so worried about Kennard's shot. That opens things up for others.
Pass to Markkanen. Here's Collier. Now here's Sexton. No good that time. Excellent D there from Aldama.
You'd like to let the clock run and take the final shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme. There's no reason to put up an early shot here.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. Here's Clarkson. Here's Markkanen. Off target at the rim. At the end of the 3rd quarter, a huge lead. This one may have already been decided. Memphis ahead, just dominating this one. And time to step away quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
Yeah, well, this is the diversification of positions in this league. Everyone does everything now.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. We've got John Collins. Collier is out there with George. Then it's Filipowski. And it's Clarkson in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group for Utah right now. Well, Coach, one of the more electric players in the NBA, Ja Morant.
Yeah, that's for sure, Brian. High-flying, acrobatic at the rim, just a supreme athlete, and he is without a doubt one of the most exciting players this league has to offer.
Now here's Clarkson. Deflects the pass. And one of the findings in a recent league report, Stan, back-to-backs, not a major risk for injury, it seems.
Well, you know, Brian, I had a player that I greatly respected tell me that his preference would be to play 41 back-to-backs during the year, because then you get 2 days off in between games. That really what was harder was playing every other day and never getting a break of a couple of days. So, look, you have to play through a lot of different situations and things, but I think back-to-backs are certainly overestimated.
Interesting. Something to consider for sure. Yep, that one goes.
Keontae George with the assist.
Memphis leading by 22. And here's Bane. And it's Jordan Clarkson with the foul. That's his first foul.
And let's face it, they won't get back in the game with fouls like that.
All right, the Jazz making a change here. Kessler's checked in. Edey's checked in for Memphis.
He's taking what he can get here, has a 3 in each half.
For 3, George. The rebound by Edey.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now. Nice basic one-hander there.
Hey, I think he got some extra bounce off the ground on that one. Pass to Collins. Here's Collier, guarded by Bane. Collins against Jackson. Collins, the open look. And he wills that one in. Skidding right through the back of the iron.
Yeah, complete focus there. Collins giving his shot all of his attention.
Bane, the pass to Wells. Back to Bane. Now Morant. Jackson on the wing. 4-3. Can't get it to drop.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
And they get it back.
Well, they're all over the offensive glass right now, and it's a big reason that they're ahead.
Second chance effort. Collins. Oh, and Jackson with the defensive effort.
Great anticipation defensively. I love how he turned an easy look into a difficult play.
And that's what you have to do. Protect the house.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. Must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Now here's George. Pass to Collier. Fires the 3.
2 minutes remaining in the
Rebound by Jackson.
2 minutes.
Jackson's got rebound number 7 tonight. Here's Morant. We've got 1:48 left to play in the fourth. The layup off target. And so George will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Well, Grant, we've heard some out there say dynasties are dead. And these days, there are a lot of teams contending for titles.
Well, the NBA is happy to see all the competition. But, you know, this league has been defined over the decades by dynasties. We'll see if their epitaph has been written.
Utah's gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Grizzlies.
And they got a huge boost from their reserves tonight.
Yeah, the point differential between the two benches was a deciding factor in this game.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Ja Morant.
We saw him get a lot of touches tonight, and he wasted very few of them. Really made himself the backbone of their offense. And just wasn't able to set up in time.
A different look here for Utah. Sensabaugh is checked in for Collins. Hendricks comes in for Clarkson, and it's Juzang in for George. And Memphis also making a switch. Pippen's checked in. Pass to Sensabaugh. 5 on the clock. Here's Juzang. Buries it from 3.
They're on a little run right now, but I'm wondering, where was this energy earlier?
Yeah, it's so frustrating as a coach when it takes your team this long to get into a rhythm.
36 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter of this one.
Memphis foul. Wells. Second personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for 2. Hendricks.
That free throw no good. After 3 straight playoff appearances, the Grizzlies sadly missed the postseason in 2024, Grant.
You know, really by no fault of their own, B.A. Injuries ruined what fans were hoping would be a big year for them. You know, it just goes to show there's no safe bets in this league.
And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Kessler.
Ball. Checking in for the Jazz, John Collins.
On defense, the Jazz. Ooh, the Grizzlies with another miss. 16 seconds left in the final quarter. Here's Sexton. Kicks it to George. Pass to Sensabaugh. And so Memphis takes this one by a big margin. This one wasn't easy. All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that about does this for the first.
Checking in with the community and getting tips on how to better your game is what we do best here at 2K TV.
And today we have four. Excited to have you on the show today. So tell me about when you started to play NBA 2K.
So I got into NBA 2K back in high school. I want to say 2K7. I'll end up being one of the best players in the school, so they had me play against people at other schools. Kind of made like a slight reputation in high school. Once I got to college, things changed for a little bit. I just got a lot more occupied with school.
Well, you can't help but notice the high style of the Grizzlies. So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Kyrie Irving is out there with Thompson. Then there's Daniel Gafford. Then there's Davis, and it's Marshall in at the 3 spot. And for the Grizzlies, Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Wells is out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Edey in at center, locking down the middle. Coaching staffs, Clark, have certainly grown since your time in the league. Do you think that can lead to too many voices in the locker room?
I really don't think that's an issue, Kevin, because no matter how many coaches you have, typically they are all in sync, and the head coach has usually put his staff together, and therefore they're moving in the same direction.
And well-designed play there. Get paid something at the rim.
And it's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up for Dallas. 4-point game. Now here's Gafford. 11-point game his last outing. Thompson outside. Lets the 3 fly. Davis on the follow.
Nice putback on that follow from Davis. Was just determined to get that rebound.
Jackson passes to Morant. Got that bucket in no time at all. Morant's got his second bucket of the night.
That is a tough shot.
Irving from long range. Connects from 3-point range.
Kyrie Irving, what a touch from deep.
For Memphis, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Right, no one questions the Grizzlies' talent. The challenge has always been availability.
Yeah, whether it's been injuries or suspensions, it's hard to get into a rhythm when you're missing key players. But when they're all on the floor, Kevin, they can beat anyone. Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Now, here is Irving. Edey with the rebound.
You know, I think the effort on defense there has everything to do with why he missed that shot. Well done.
And finished by Morant.
And that's big-time stuff there. Morant looking unafraid to go get those lobs and finish them.
Here's Irving. 25 points last game. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And a miss there on the triple. last outing for Memphis. They won that game against the Jazz in Delta Center. And then Morant slams it in.
And that's impressive, Morant.